Hey guys, just wanted to give you another quick recap here on what's going on with the Meepo Hurricane Ultra. So I just keep having more and more problems here. I'll flip the camera around here in a minute, but yeah, I can't even hit 200 miles on this thing without me having some sort of failure with it that prevents me from riding it any further, which sucks because I really do enjoy riding this thing. So let me get the camera flipped around here and I will show you what has been going on with this thing since I first got it. Alright, so the first issue that I was having is I don't, or yeah, I do have the plate. There we go. So they ended up sending me a new motor. Um, so the initial issue I was having when I first got this, and this was in the first 2 miles of riding this, it happened with both motors, is these 4 screws here, which go into this, and then these screws here backed out on their own. And what happened was, is as it's backing out, those screws don't really push into anywhere other than what it did is it pushed the motor out away from that mount. And you can see on this side, see where it's rubbing? It rubbed against the other motor. So on both of my motors, it happened. And what the problem was, I'm assuming, is neither one of those motors on any of those 4 screws had any sort of blue Loctite. So that's a quick recap of that. That was within the first 2 miles. Then the next issue I had was with this center gear on the drive shaft. And I believe this happened around mile 70. So this sits on here. I'm not going to push it all the way down. For some reason it's struggling getting down. But anyhow, there's a set screw that goes in that little hole there. And that sits in that indentation at the bottom of the shaft there. And that's basically what turns uh, the gears inside the gear housing to turn your wheel. Well, that ended up backing out, and this sits in here, and that set screw dug itself into the inside of this motor plate, which then might be the other motor plate. But anyhow, it ended up seizing the motor because as that set screw backed out, it stuck in there. Same thing, no blue Loctite. Now, the funny thing is, when they sent me a new motor and a new plate to replace everything with, all the screws had, except for the set screw, but these ones that originally didn't have blue Loctite now had blue Loctite on. So I'm wondering if that was a known issue that customers reported to them and they fixed the issue. Then, I went for a long time, was enjoying riding it. Everything was working fine. Um, did run over a piece of metal, which luckily it was just a small hole, so the slime here ended up doing the trick and fixing the problem. But then I'm riding yesterday with 190 miles on the board, and I'm getting this weird grinding sound and squealing sound. And I don't ride this board out in the rain. I haven't really been too crazy with it just because I haven't trusted the board, just because of the fact that it keeps having failures on me. I don't want to go too far from home just in case something seizes up on me again. I don't want to be stuck calling somebody to come pick me up. So I haven't been going too crazy with it. But I've been finally getting to the point where I'm like, all right, everything's going good. And then this happens. So 191 miles to be exact, I believe, is when the bearing went on this, which I don't know if that's normal. I don't know how often you should change the bearings in these, but I ended up buying some ceramic bearings on Amazon to try fixing this. and hopefully, you know, that'll do the job. I did have a problem getting or I threw them out already, but the bearing like disintegrated. It fell apart. It was on this side, and the inner ring or outer ring, whatever you want to call it, the part that comes in contact with the wheel was actually stuck in there. So that was a pain in the butt to pry out of there. Dinged up the wheel a little bit trying to. I basically had to take the flathead screwdriver from the other side with this rubber mallet and smack it through from the other side just to get it out. But yeah, so another issue, I would love to do some more videos with the Meepo because I was enjoying riding it. It is a stable ride once you get moving at speed. I've messed around with the trucks a little bit after doing some research. Got it to where I feel, pretty comfortable. I wanted to do some videos here comparing it to the one wheel GT, but I'm stuck again. So as of right now, anyone watching this, I would suggest you stay away from Meepo boards. Go somewhere else. Go to Ace Deck. Go to Onsra. Go somewhere else until they get their quality control issues fixed. Because on top of that, the customer service is subpar. It took, I want to say, about a month to get a new motor. Because when that backed out, it caused some issues to the internals, I guess. Or at least that's what they assumed. So they sent me a whole new motor, which was awesome. But they're a Chinese-based company. It takes a while for you to get parts. And then on top of that, it's just problem after problem. And maybe because my one wheel is so solid, that's making me a little jaded. I don't think I should have this type of problem with a $1,400 board, $1,500 board, whatever it was. It's just, I shouldn't be having those kind of problems. I should be able to go for a couple 100 miles without running into any issues. The fact that it was 2 miles I ran into my first issue, 70 miles I ran into my second issue, and now the bearings are already going bad. And like I said, I'm not taking this thing off road. I'm not taking it through mud. I'm not taking it through rain. As dirty as it's getting, it's about it inside the wheels there. That little bit of dirt was from when I was knocking the bearing out. It fell off the interior of the wheel, but that's it. So yeah, for right now, I would say until they get their quality control up to par, um, they need to do more for the customers. They're spending a lot of money on all these ad campaigns that I see all over YouTube, and not spending it on their product that they're pushing out to the customers. And then one thing that really kind of upsets me with all this is I watched a lot of reviews myself. I'm new to this YouTube thing, and what I'm trying to give you guys, and where I want to try standing out differently from most YouTube reviewers, is you watch these reviews on YouTube and they give you the initial impression and, oh yeah, it's awesome, it's got a ton of power, this and that, which this Hurricane does. Off the line, it's got a lot of power on it. It's a lot of fun. It's just, it has the potential to be an awesome board. And the difference is where I feel I can give you guys a better insight on whether this board's worth your money or not is I actually use it. I'm trying to put a ton of miles on these things. My one wheel here that I've been upgrading and doing videos on, I have well over 1,000 miles now. I'm heading out today because it's beautiful to put some more miles on that thing. And the same with this board is even once I get it back up and running with the new bearings, I plan on doing some more videos and putting it through some more paces and see if I can get this thing to where it's going to run right. But right now, because of all the issues I've had and because it's in such a short period of time and low mileage, I would not suggest you buy a Meepo Hurricane. All right, and I'm really out here riding this thing, and I'm not beating the hell out of it either. So, maybe if I was beating it up and I was having all these sorts of issues, it'd be on me. But this is 100% on Meepo. So, that's my update. That's my rant. Hopefully, this helps you guys out, helps you make a decision. And thanks for watching, guys. Till next time.